Hello everyone, this is Paula, and today we're going to do a different type of project. Well, I'll say it's different for me, and it includes your old Christmas cards. Okay, you can do it with any kind of Christmas card, but it for sure includes your Christmas cards. Okay, and I'm working on a cardinal book right now, so I thought we could do the cardinal Christmas card first. I have traced around them where they need to be cut, so that would save a little bit of boredom. So I didn't want to, let me make sure you can see all the way down there. You can. Okay, so I just did it with pencil unless I just couldn't see. So you take the front of an old Christmas card and you cut it in the shape of a tag. Now I just tried to make it easy. I just traced around a Christmas card. Keep your sentiments inside. It looks like this is one that was not from anybody. I did use some Christmas cards I've had in my stash as well, because sometimes, you know, you don't want to give up certain cards from certain people, especially if they're homemade, right? So I didn't quite get on the line, so let me get over a little bit and try it again. You want to hold your card still. I'm using it on this cutting blade because the cards are a little thicker than what is normal. So we want to make sure we can use them. So we're going to cut a few in go ahead and cut a few. And I don't want to bore you doing that. I know it's boring to sit and watch somebody cut. So let me cut that a little straighter. I got it crooked. Okay. Now the other one is not even. So we'll just do it again. So the things I recommend. Now this is more like a cardboard, but I will tell you, I recommend that you use a piece of cardstock or something and put behind them, which is what this is. Now, I drew these in black originally, and I made them a personal digital file for myself so that whenever I decided I wanted to have some tags made, if I'm doing a lot of tags, I do that. But you can see, even though I drew around it, it's not perfect. So what we'll do is, as we glue them, we will trim them and make them even with the card. So this is for special friends at Christmas. So, you know, I think this is going to be a great idea. So let's do this one first. And I'll tell you why. Because I have some plans for it. I want to use it in my my journal for this particular one, because I'm doing a cardinal book right now, and it is getting close to being finished, and then maybe we can decorate some. I don't make any promises. I will show it to you at, you know, but I'm trying to knock some books out because I've had several people interested. So when I do a flip through, if you're interested, you need to let me know, or let me know ahead of time. Okay, so we're going to take this cardstock and I'm going to line them up together. I'm just going to stand them right here and line them up the best I can. And you know, probably I'll line them up on one side, get them nice and straight. You know how Fabri-Tac gets cold when you put it on something? Well, this little card is getting a little frost on it. Not real frost, but moisture. That is so funny. Okay, now you're going to take, after you do that, and you're going to trim your card. Now, you'll be amazed at how these, I didn't make these ahead of time. I already knew what I wanted to do with them. And so I laid out quite a few. If we don't get them all done today, maybe we can do a second video at some point. But they are super cute. And of course you want to ink them and everything like that too. Now, I am actually going to poke a hole in this one so we can do the grommet in it. Although, I need to look and see if that hole is too big. I might want to turn that over next time. And no, it's actually the right size. So this is a 3/16. And now that I've got it all nice and punched out, let's go ahead and do a grommet. Now, I have had trouble with every grommet setter that I've had. So, or eyelet setter, I guess I should say. I just haven't had luck. And we'll ink it. But we don't want to ink it until we've, I got to find some red ones. Let's look in here. I'm like thinking, surely I have a red one. Yes, I do. Okay. You should see my room. Whew, it is covered in nothing but, look at that. That's going to be cute. Now, keep your fingers crossed that I'm strong enough. I bought this because other people were having better luck with this one rather than some of the others. And you don't want it to move. And I keep moving it. I'll figure it out in a minute. There we go. Let me make sure I got it on there right. I moved it, so I may not have. Nope, it's on. Let's do it one more time to be safe. And if you have trouble, you can, yeah, this one's up a tiny bit, so I'll take my hammer after that when we're all complete here. And it is slightly off because remember, I cut more off of one side. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll get it figured out. Now, there's all kinds of things you can do. This has a sentiment on it, right? You could dip this in, if you wanted to get messy, you could dip it in some glue and put, you know, glitter around it, but I'm not doing glitter. No, 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 no glitter. Or you can just put something, you know, on there that just gives it a little bit more punch. Like that one, it'd be pretty if I had some holly. I just kind of grabbed a few things out because you just don't know. Got to look here and see what else I've got. I don't want a word. So maybe we'll just go with that little tree. I've got a lot more things here. Let me get on this side. And just so you know, I am going to use grommets on every one of them because they're special, but that is off center. That's okay. Maybe I can trim some over here. I think I'll do that because I don't like it being off center. We're just going to take a little dab off, a little bit more on this side. Not that much. Let's just do it right there. I want it to be straight. So yeah, there we go. There's always an answer, right? Okay, much better. Much better. Okay, so we're going to put this tree here. And I'm going to go ahead and ink the tree a little bit. So I think I'm going to do it in all of this in red because it's Christmas, right? But I want you to know I'm not going to go crazy. It's just going to be light. You don't want to put too much. Now this is also kind of got a plastic coating, this little tree does. So what you have to do on this one is just pull the backing off, but I never trust anything with paper that has a little sticky on it unless it's adhesive paper, because, you know, let's get real, a lot of times this stuff just don't hang in there. So we're going to put it right here, and it's going to look super cute. Want to make sure you can see. Yeah, you can. So, yeah. Now, you can stitch around this, which part of me wants to, but I need to let this dry now. So let's move on to the second one, because we're going to make several, because I've got it in my head now. So this is an old card. It's an old card that I bought in a vintage shop, but wish you weren't so far away. That's not what I would consider for anybody, because everybody I know is pretty close by. So I'm just cutting through here. Then I'm going to do the other side. I'm trying to make sure that it is in the right spot. I'm going to keep this for my sentiment in case I need it. And then we're going to do this and toss that one because we know we're not going to use that. And try to see where I drew. I don't guess I did draw off on that because, okay, now let me cut this little corner off. Try to stay on the lines this time, Paula. Now, we're again going to put this together, but I cut it shorter because I didn't want those words to come down. So let me trim this. I'm making sure I've got it all in order. And then I'm just going to trim. Hope I can see what I'm trimming here. It's kind of hard with the lights being so bright. Oh, listen. We've had 3 horrible foggy days. Well, and the last 2 were with rain. And we got up this morning and it was still foggy, and I told my husband, I'm not going anywhere today. I was going to do a few little things, and now the sun is shining. After I decided I wasn't, it decides to shine. So, I'm going to glue this down, and then we'll look to see if anything else needs to be trimmed. I love little mailboxes at Christmas, don't you? I've actually put some in my, some vintage magazines that had little, cute little decorated mailboxes. And so I decided I had to do the same thing. This time I'm putting the black circle on the inside so that I know it will fit whatever grommet I want to put on it. Now, that one didn't want to slide, so we need to just move it over. I didn't get it quite in the center. If you get it pretty close, you can usually maneuver it a little bit, but sometimes you cannot. So you just kind of have to keep your fingers crossed. Okay, so I just got a big blob of glue on my finger, so I'm bringing my rag over here. I'm going to keep that at the side. Now, I'm going to trim this end right here. I didn't get quite straight. So, almost got my finger, but I was quick. Okay, now I'm going to trim this edge. The key is to keep your eyes on it. This corner is okay. This is okay up here. Whoops, sorry. Dropping everything. Okay, and then this side is straight too. All right. So that is all nicely put down. Now I'm thinking we want to put something right here. And I'm thinking something that says Merry Christmas, or got a little bit of something weird right there. No, it's too shiny for what I'm wanting. So I'm going to cut out of this. I'm going to cut Merry Christmas. And so then you don't have to keep it after that. You can just, anything that says Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever word you're wanting, this is the best way. In this situation, it's the best way to do it, I think. Okay, so I'm going to line it up on this straight line right here so that it comes out straight. Let's do that on both sides. And we'll line that up there. Okay, come on, line up. Okie doke. Now, just going to make it like a rectangle shape, you know, like you would expect. And then we'll ink it in red. So now I just have to hope I have it nice and straight, because I don't really have anything I can line it up with. Okay, so now let's get that out. And I thought we could ink it with red, if I can get my fingers to get hold of it. Now we really need a tiny bit more taken off of the bottom. I'm taking a big risk here at trusting to get this straight. Keep your fingers crossed. So far, so good. No, we did it. I'm surprised. Okay, now let's ink it. Again, you don't want to go crazy. I kind of look at this kind of like doing a card, only we're doing tags. Okay. Now, we've got to decide where we want this. I'm thinking we can put it right there, but first we need to put something behind it. Maybe like some red paper or something. I've got some red right over here in my scrap box. I can see it sticking up right there. So I'm just going to, let me cut that off. And we'll just use that very end right there. It's really a different, this is kind of an orangey red, which, you know, I'm not really into, but we're going to just not worry about it. We're just going to cut it, try to cut it as evenly as we can around the sentiment. There we go. But we still need to ink that because it's the kind of paper that has a white inside to it, or guts, whatever you want to call it. I've heard it referred to different things. Okay, so now we're going to add this little Merry Christmas. Come on, come on, come on. Whoops, hold still. Okay, now, it's not that one, it's this one. I think, no, it's this one. Oh, who knows? I don't think it matters a whole lot. Yeah. So we just took from the inside a sentiment that looks great. We could pop this sentiment up, but I'm not going to do that because things go into pockets with journals a lot. And sometimes I forget and I'll make things like that, but I think we need to be more sensible, right? Okay. Now we're going to do Merry Christmas. And we're going to put it right down here. Yeah, so I like that. How about you? Now we're going to do our grommet. And we've got to decide if we want to do red, blue. I think the red is pretty dominant, so we should probably do another red. And then we'll talk about if we want to do stitching or inking or what at that point. So now we have to get our grommet here. And I'm going to be probably regretting it, but I'm going to try to do my hole punch without marking it, which I don't think is super smart. I'm gonna make a mark. I changed my mind. I want to make sure we don't mess it up. So I think right here is pretty good. What do you think? It might be off just a tiny bit. I'll just put it across over a little bit more. Now, that didn't turn out too bad. Now we'll put our grommet on there. Come on, come on. There we go. Now this time I am really going to concentrate on keeping this as straight as I can by holding it straight up when I do it. Because these want to rock back and forth. Yeah, it didn't. I don't know what I am doing wrong. That is the weirdest thing. My husband came in here and I said, will you see why this won't make grommets? No, I think I just didn't. I think I just didn't maybe squeeze it hard enough. I'll get him to fix it if I can't. Oh my goodness, what can I say? Okay, so now, let's get that off of there so we can move on. Now, we're going to go ahead and ink this. Part of me thinks that we should stitch around them all, but I'm not sure about that. I'm going to get my hammer. If I can find it in all, you wouldn't believe I've got so many things going on my desk. And so I'm going to kind of hammer this. I'm sorry if it's annoying. That was the one, that one. So I have to find a place that, you know, it works. See? Looks better than it normally would. And this is the other one. We'll just leave that out. We'll squeeze it down and then move on. Okay, so I'm thinking we need some, like, little rhinestones. Let me find a small pack. I don't want it to be enamel dots. I want it to be shiny. I've got those, but they're really big. And sometimes you just have to dig till you find what you're looking for. Excuse me for a moment while I do that. Now you can also use sequins. You can also use white. You know, if you want, you can use some clear. You can do anything you want with them. There's some blue ones. If I should decide to do blue, you can do pearls. Oh, I see some red coming. Here's some red. And here's some more red. And they're all smaller, so I think we should put this one up for now. Okay, so let's, you know, you can do stipples. You know, there's just all kinds of fun that can be happening with these. Now, I'm going to get my glitter glue because I feel like glitter glue does a better job than some of the others on putting on gems and so forth. Okay, so let's do some. Now, you know, I like to do 3, and so I'm going to go like this and like this on that one. And then I have a little thing I pick them up with, but I'm not digging for it right now. I know it's not far away. So I'm going to put one of these on. Where did it go? It just dropped. Okay. You know, sometimes it just wants to stick. So I decided to go up one step and do this size instead of a tiny size, because there's so much white space on this. I figure, you know, good grief. My little pick-me-up thing works better than me at this. Anything tiny I have a hard time with. You guys know this. My fingers don't like to cooperate. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, sadly and unfortunately, I have to have my hand fixed because my pain is excruciating. I didn't want to, and I've been putting it off for a long time. It's not a big deal. It's like a 30-minute procedure, but I'm going back to Tulsa to do that because that's where my hand surgeon is, and I trust him. And when you're messing with your hands, you don't want anything to go wrong, right? Especially when you do art. And so my glue kind of flooded out from behind this, so I'm just going to pick up some of it and get it out of there. So it will dry clear, but it bugs me. Okay, so there we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and ink this, okay? And then whenever everything dries, because I can't sew on my machine with all the Fabri-Tac on the back in between the cards. So I want that to completely dry. But when I do it, I will show you what it looks like on the ones that I stitched. Okay. I turned the heat on earlier, and now it's starting to get very warm. I'm going to turn it down because I am really hot and I don't have a fan sitting here right now. We haven't hooked that up yet. There's a lot of things we haven't hooked up. Now you want to flip it over and do the ink on the back side too. Give me a second. After I do this one, I'm going to run and hit the thermostat. It shouldn't take me but a second. It's outside my door. One of these days, I am going to do a tour of my new room when I can not have Christmas stuff everywhere, maybe after Christmas. Okay, so hold on 1 second. I'm going to turn it down because I won't make it through an hour video if I don't. am coming. One thing for sure is I can't handle the heat. I'm a very hot-natured person. Okay, and we'll decide later if we want twine or ribbon or lace or whatever. Not lace, but you know what I mean. Okay, now I'm going to set this one to the side. One down. Let's put this one, let's put some, trying to decide, do we want to do stipples or, let's do gemstones on this one too. And then we will do something different on the next one. So we got to put one right there because that's like food on that. And I don't like it. It bugs me. And we're going to put one right here. And where do we want the third one? Right over here. Okay. So let me close my glue. You know how this stuff dries and you can't get your glue out. All right, now let's grab these. And we'll do some of the small ones since I've got several of those on here. Maybe if I can get hold of the little tiny thing. You know how it is. Okay, these are they're actually the same size as the glue pile, so hopefully it won't seep out too much. Okay, so we'll go right here. And this glue is so big, I'm putting a bigger one there. I know I'm breaking all the rules. It doesn't matter. It's still going to show glue, but maybe not as bad. There we go. That works, right? So now we're going to hit it with some ink. You could have inked this one with blue if you want, but I have red and green here to use, so I think I'll stick with the plan. But you should always know that the plan is not always in stone, right? I actually hear people mowing. They must, I have begged Rick to mow, and he's had so much else to do that he's like, I don't have time, I'll do it. It's not long, I just want him to, you know, mulch some of the leaves. Okay, there you go. Yep, that looks lots better. Doesn't even look like it once was a Christmas card, right? All right, so now we have 1 and 2, which I love them. I hope you do. I think they turned out really cute. Okay, so I'm going to get one that will be a little different. How about this one? Now, this is a new card. It says the most wonderful time of the year. And I just thought all that glitter is beautiful. We're going to try it and see what it looks like. Now we do have to chop off the bottom of a deer, but we've done worse, I'm sure. And this one may be heavy enough that we don't even have to do anything as far as sparkly. We'll just gonna cut it where we decide to cut it, and maybe we'll put I have to see what the other side looks like. Yeah, this one's heavy enough to be fine. I'm looking for my scissors. If you wonder what I'm doing, they're right there in front of my face. Do you ever do that? You'll be staring right at them. Well, I do. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And part of me is like, why change it, right? I think putting a grommet in it might not be smart. So what we can do is put one from the back in here. Now, this has blue in the background. It has brown. You know, I think it doesn't need anything on the edges. I think it is just a beautiful card. But how can we go and through the whole process and not put something on them like a gem? Because I feel like it would make it look better to have something with dimension. I didn't realize I'm going to put one right there, right here. And where do I want the third one? Has to be a triangle. So it's going to have to be right here. Okay, now, what I do with my needle? Oh, drives me crazy when I do that sort of thing. Oh, well, there it is in the pile of other stuff. So I could still do a grommet if I wanted to, but I have these, and there's some of them's pretty big. I think I'm going to do the medium size on here once I find where my glue is, because it blends. So if you're doing a book about deer or winter, this is perfect, right? I think so. So there we go. I really got glue everywhere with this one, but I'm just going to scoop it right out of there. There we go. Now, I'm trying to determine if I want to put a grommet, but look at that. I know looking at that, you might think, oh, you can't tell a difference, but you can. When you look at it close, let me get some of this glue off too. A lot of my sparkles are going to have glue on one side. This has got a big blob right there. Then I'm going to put it back where it goes. And then this one has a big glob right there. But honestly, if you don't get close, you don't notice it. So I think we're going to try to go ahead and do a grommet. Maybe a smaller one. No, I think I'm going to stick with the same size. I don't do very good when I start changing things up too much. As far as the grommet goes, you have to change all the things, and nope, not doing that. Okay, now I'm going to try to put this where it won't interfere with the words. Maybe it's going to be like on the bitter edge of one of the words. See right there. So let's see if we can find a white one. White or brown, either one. I think the brown would kind of, I don't know, distract you from the deer. So maybe we'll just do white. If I have one that size, I say, come out of there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this right here where it needs to go. Come in. Okay, did I lose one of my gems? I did, right there. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I should have done it first before I did my gem. I'll go back and add another one. It's laying around here somewhere, I'm sure. Okay, so let me get this in. Make sure it's in the right spot. I felt it work. It worked that time. No, it didn't. Look at that. Dang it. What am I doing wrong? I've got it on the right ones because Rick double checked that for me. It's actually 1/16 or 3/16 is the one I've been using. That is so weird. Well, here comes the hammer. We might lose all our gems this time. Now this time it's not wanting to do as easy as it did on the other one. Yeah, of course. Here, see, it's bent the whole thing, but we're gonna make it work and hope that it don't look too pitiful. Look how pitiful that is. I don't want to rip it out because I'm afraid if I do, I'll figure it out later. It kind of messed up our most wonderful days. Ugh. Now let me put some glue back on there and get our other gem back down. Okay. And then we'll move on to the next one so I don't tear this one up. Give me too much time with it. I might. Okay, there's that one and that one. We just need to get that one on. Okay. There we go. All right. So, yeah, that bugs me. I'll operate on it later. So I'm not going to ink it because it needs white ink and I don't want to do brown. So this one was really too simple. Excuse me. I forgot to fix myself a drink before I got started, but what else is new? Okay. So we have this really cool Christmas tree. Look at that. Now, this is an old card, so I need to keep it down. But I love the way, well, we're going to have to do it like this. Let me get it under here this way. Okay, so we don't go over the... I am so sorry that I just decided to start coughing. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on this side. Get as close as we can. There we go. Fun. Again, this is one that has Merry Christmas that's off. So we're going to make it a shorter tag because of that. This one is so glittery that I don't think it really needs that. And then we're going to trim. You'll be shocked and surprised at how how they end up being so cool, right? This one, I'm trying to decide what to ink it in. It has green and gold and red, but that's really more like a maroon right here. So let's do that color. I happen to have that out, and it's a little bit darker. We don't need any gems or shiny stuff added. We just need a sentiment, and I have some things we can try. Okay, now we're flipping it over and doing the same thing. This card, or this tag also, is strong enough by itself. I think most of them you won't even have to add a backing to. But if you want, you can. Okay, so there we are with that one. I think we need some kind of little saying right here, or a little something. Maybe I don't know, maybe a little, trying to see if this is a separate thing. Yeah, it is. So maybe like we just need a little poinsettia right there. But I actually forgot to put glue on it. Well, what do you know? It was stronger than I expected. So we're going to glue this back down. Okay. We'll put it back where we got it. How's that? I thought that it wouldn't stick down there, but it didn't give up. I'll put it that way. So as far as words and so forth, I don't have anything here that's gold. I have holiday, but it's really too big. Oh, I see one that I can use. This one says Christmas, and I just thought I could cut it off from here and then ink it. And we have the word Christmas, right? So let's do this. Again, I think it's closer to the red that we have here. That will be all right. So I don't want to put it over the tree, so I think I'm going to put it right here. But maybe, I'm thinking it's, trying to think if I want to use pop dots. But I don't think I'm going to. I had some somewhere earlier today, but I don't see them now, so they've disappeared. Which means we don't have to use them in that case, right? So I'm just going to put glue right here. And there's a little scratch on this pot that the flower is in. I'm putting it upside down. I'm so glad I noticed that. So I'm just kind of putting it over like that. I kind of like slanting things. Have you noticed? Again, super easy and super cute, right? Okay, so let's move on so we can get all of these done. Now, the first one I had decided to do was this one. Of course, it was also the first one I pulled out of the collection of old cards and some that's just in my stash. We'll see how thick this one is. It's kind of thick, but see this? Isn't that cool? And it has a little reef right there. We'll have to hang on to that. Okay. All right, so this one's kind of flimsy, so we might have to put it where it can be strong. Put it on another tag. And if that doesn't turn out, oops, I missed it by a little bit. Missed the line. That's all right. I like to do the two sides first because it just kind of takes care of it for you. I love the little reef. Now, I'm going to cut this off just a little bit short of that word. Okay, and now I'm going to cut this. Cut this. Now, let's see. Isn't that cute? I am just loving these. I hope you guys are. I really think they're adorable. This one does need to be attached to another tag because it's real flimsy. And again, just to remind you, I am going to be sewing around the ones I can. My sewing machine is no longer right next to my workstation because it got to where with my sewing machine being there, I didn't have enough space. And so now I do, and I want to keep it that way. But it is on a table next to me. So you'll be able to hear it. You just won't be able to see it when I use it. And so that's kind of why I didn't use it today. All right, so now we need to glue this down. And I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to do that. Oh, look, it's two-sided. How did I not notice that? So that's the inside. This is the outside. That is crazy. Did not realize that. So we for sure have to have a place to journal, right? Hope you guys are having fun doing something different. I tell you, I enjoy doing something different. I am so worn out from making journals. And they really do beat up my hands. You know, there's a lot of things you do with your hands when you, I mean, you know, as far as needing strength. Unless it's a traveler's notebook or something. And that does work a little different. Okay, so I'm going to put that right here. Pull it up because I'd already trimmed around it, so I shouldn't have any problems. How cute. My Christmas cards are going to be similar to this year, I think, but I really love these tags. I just think they're adorable. And you can put on the back to and from if you wanted to make something similar to this for your tags for your packages. It's real easy to do that. I'm going to ink this real quick, and then I'm going to find a sentiment. Got a little bit too much ink right there, but that's all right. Let's do back here. Okay, so now I was thinking what I was going to use. I really love this, and I've had it forever, but can never find a place to use it. It wants to, I mean, it could be used, but then it would cover up the door, so I don't think I want to do that. Now, it's got a lot going on, doesn't it? So there are some smaller, like this little sticker is cute. Let's see what it looks like. It's clear. I'm sorry, you guys. The dog knows that her dad is home, and so she's a little bit excited. So I'm going to do it, I'll do it right up here. And it just says, Merry Christmas. right there. Now, I'm going to get some stipples out. Stickles, not stipples. And see if I can get this thing to, the stipples to work for me. You know, I don't use them except at Christmas, and so I feel like every Christmas it's like a battle if I decide to use them. Oh, there it is. It's working. Okay, so I thought what we could do is the little berries on the wreath. Now we will have to, look how big that came out. Come off of there. That is way too big. Gotta wipe that off my finger or I'll have it everywhere. Let's do a little tiny. Yeah, see, it doesn't need to be giant. There's quite a few berries on here. Every now and then you might see one become a little bit bigger. That's because my hand is working on this. So there's more berries on this than I realized. Yes. Okay. All right, so let's put one here because it doesn't look like there's many on the top part. All right, here, we'll just put as many as we want, right? Okay, there we go. How cute is that? These are turning out really cute. I got to put the lid on this. Okay, now, so we've got the Christmas tree. We've got the mailbox. Whoops, we've got the cardinals. And we've got, every now and then we'll recap. How's that? And then we got the old vintage card. And now we have this one. Those turned out so cute. Now let me see how much time we have. I know I've had trouble with the grommets and they're not wanting to go on. Where did the other one go? Here's the little deer. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that out of there. But I think it turned out super cute. Rick will come to the rescue and we'll put a new one in. So I hope you guys had fun today. And I know we only got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we'll do this video again because I've got a bunch of different ones. If you guys enjoyed it and would like another video with these Christmas cards, let me know and I will schedule it in between books. All right, guys. Hope you had a wonderful time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.